Hello everybody, Peter the Book Lover here, and this is Book Talk. This is where I talk about the books I recently read, and this is episode number 26. And in this episode I'm going to talk about the book The Sea of Monsters by Riordan. This is some Greek mythology, and it's pretty cool. Let's talk about it. Hello again, I'm Peter the Book Lover. I have a channel to where I talk about books and movies, and I have a great time doing it. Hopefully, you'll have a good time too. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk about The Sea of Monsters, which is the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series, a 5-book series, and it's a pretty good book series. But before I get into the book, I really want to thank my audience for being here. I think it's really awesome that you're giving me your time, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, this is The Sea of Monsters. This is written by Riordan, and this came out in 2006. And this is the second book in the series, and this is a good one. This is one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, this is my favorite one of the series, although the other books are almost as good. This one's just a little bit better. And the way that I'm going to talk about this book is that I avoid spoilers. So I'm just going to tell you the influence of this book, like where the ideas come from in this book, because this really borrows off of a lot of Greek mythology, and we'll get into that. Now, this book introduces a couple characters at the same time. Now, the first thing that you get in this movie is the introduction to Tyson. He's a new character, and he's one of my favorite characters. I like this character a lot. And one of the first references that you run into in this story is the one Clash of the Titans reference. And there's 3 characters that are in Clash of the Titans that are in this story. And this is the same characters, but they're totally different in this story than they are in the movie of Clash of the Titans. And I'm not talking about Clash of the Titans, the more recent Clash of the Titans. When I talk about Clash of the Titans, I'm talking about the one from the 80s. But yes, there's a reference to Clash of the Titans very early in this book series. And then the next reference they have is a Jason and the Argonauts. Now, there's 3 different Jason and the Argonauts references in this story. There's one thing that's in Jason and the Argonauts. This is a big thing, like one of the main things of Jason and the Argonauts. You'll know what it is if you're familiar with Jason and the Argonauts. And then there's a battle they have with something from Jason and the Argonauts, and this is a really cool battle. I really love the battle they have with this thing from Jason and the Argonauts. And there's 3 references to Jason and the Argonauts. And then we have references to the Odyssey. Now there's 5 references to the Odyssey. If you've read the Odyssey, you'll be familiar with these references. They're really cool references, and they even have Polyphemus. Now, if you know who Polyphemus is, you've definitely read the Odyssey. If you haven't, Polyphemus is a very cool character, and he's in this story, and he has some great scenes. And the thing about it, though, out of all the references to the Odyssey, this one is really close to what's in the Odyssey. They have something that's really, really close to the Odyssey scene. And there's other things. There's some creatures from the Odyssey. If you haven't read the Odyssey, it's a fantastic book. And then they even have something that reminds you of Ben-Hur. And if you're a fan of Ben-Hur, one of the best parts of Ben-Hur is in this story twice. And I really love that. It's pretty cool to have that referenced. So that's pretty much what I'm going to give. I don't want to give anything away, but that's what I'm going to give away without giving spoilers. And now I'm going to talk about the characters in this book. Now, the new characters are Tyson, and he's a great character. I really love his character. And there's an introduction to another character. This is a black Pegasus horse, and he's pretty cool. His name is Blackjack. Now, he's not really in this story a lot, but They reference him in this story, and I love the reference to him. Although you really get attached to this character in the stories, the other 3 stories that he's in, because he's a really cool character. I really love his character. Now, of course, this book has Percy Jackson. Now, I didn't give anything away with my last review of The Lightning Thief, but since this is the second one, I'm going to say Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon. I didn't want to give that away when I talked about the last book. And then Annabeth is in this story as well. She is the daughter of Athena. You will find that out if you read The Lightning Thief. But if you don't want to read The Lightning Thief and you get a hold of this book, you could just jump in and it's all right. You really don't need to read The Lightning Thief to enjoy this book. And also Grover's in this book as well. He's also in The Lightning Thief. We've got Chiron. He's another character that's in The Lightning Thief, and he's a centaur. Really cool character. I really love him. We've got Luke, which is a son of Hermes, and he's kind of a big character. You get to know him. I'm not going to give away anything about Luke because, you know, Luke's a person I really don't want to talk about too much because there's things about him I want to avoid spoilers. But Luke is a very interesting character. Then we have Clarice, the daughter of Ares. I really like her character. She's not a villain, and she's not a hero. But she's a cool character. I really enjoy that character. And then we also have Dionysus. And this is the god of wine, and he was in the first one, and he's in this one. And he's not a really big part of this one, but he is a pretty cool character. Kind of a character that really doesn't care, which is kind of cool. And that's pretty much all the characters that I'm going to talk about. And now I'm going to give you my opinion of this book. Now, I think this is a great book. This is my This is my favorite book of this series. This is the second book in the series, and I like this one more than the other ones. But the other ones I like pretty much the same as this one. Very enjoyable book. I really love the movies Clash of the Titans. I really love Jason and the Argonauts. I love the Odyssey, so that's why I love this a lot. And if you're a fan of Greek mythology, you're going to love it. It really doesn't... It's still original. It's not just a ripoff, you know what I mean? It's like pretty cool the way he borrows these characters and these things from these stories, and he does it in a very interesting way, and I really enjoy it a lot. Was a great book series. I've already read all 5 books in the series, and I really enjoy them. Now, I highly recommend The Sea of Monsters. Now let me give you my rating of it. I give this a 9 out of 10, and that means it's a fantastic book. I definitely think it's worth your time, and I really think you should check it out. So, there you go. The Sea of Monsters by Riordan. I give it a thumbs up, and that's about it. Now, I want to thank you for being here, and if you liked the video, please do me a favor, hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. As a matter of fact, I have a question. Which Stephen King book is the best movie and like the closest to the book? I'm curious on what people would say which is the best adaptation of a Stephen King novel, because I've been watching a couple Stephen King movies and I would like to know which one is closest to the book. If you can answer that, I'd love it. If not, thank you anyways. You don't have to. But if you would, I love the comments. I love to communicate with the audience. It's my favorite thing. And if you subscribe to my channel, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope that you're enjoying my videos and my content. I don't make these videos perfect, but I do make an effort to make them as fun as possible. And if you can, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I make 2 videos a week, and I don't think that's too many, so you don't have to spend too much time watching my videos. I won't be like invading your feed too often. But yeah, 2 times a week, it's pretty cool. And that's about it. I'm Peter the Book Lover. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video.